There's zero market for it. No one wants to buy it. That would have been the model I would do. What's the end goal for you? Does that make sense?
You ever just been super deep in an Alex Hormozi video? Man, what a guy. What a guy. And you go, man, if he could just answer my 3 to 5 business questions, wouldn't everything just be solved? This guy knows everything. I'm on acquisition.com the other day, scrolling around, doing one of his courses on there, free course, by the way. And I get this little pop-up that says, in-person, Las Vegas, Alex and Layla, acquisition team Q&A workshop. Okay, opportunity of a lifetime, if you will. I go, Ty, buddy, we gotta go to this event where we have to do it. We get on the sales call, wire them $5K a pop for the tickets, a couple grand for travel. We're into this thing, we're headed to Vegas, okay? So in this video, I wanna talk to you about what it's actually like going to the HQ, the old UFC headquarters, working with Alex and Layla, doing the whole acquisition.com thing, right? And maybe I can even pass this, from heart to heart, pass these lessons and these valuable things that I got onto you. And heck, maybe I can even save you 12 grand. I do want to preface this video by the fact that we were not allowed to record a lick of content at the actual event. At the door before walking in, you did have to sign a thing that said something along the lines of everything that you've once owned, acquisition.com now owns, essentially. So you'd sign that. All right, buddy, what are we thinking here? Going into acquisition at HQ.
A little bit of nerves, but honestly, like, I'm super excited to. It feels real, like we're here. This is actually happening,
All the reels, all of this, all the how many hours? Hundreds of hours of video.
Hundreds of hours
of watching these guys, and here we are.
Yeah, super sick.
Crazy. Let's talk about why Ty and I actually spent the money on this that we did. The month prior to this event, we'd done about $65,000 in monthly recurring revenue sales. Okay, and our goal was to essentially double that. So, what is our quickest path here, Alex and Layla, right? In theory, to doing what we're doing now, 60,000 to 70,000, something like that, to the 120. Right, so doubling that was kind of the main priority of us saying, hey, if we can pay 5 grand and double our company, gosh, that's well worth it. And so we came into it. I made a Notion doc with a bunch of different questions about sales team, sales comp packages, the whole thing that we're doing with cold email. Do we need to be getting into ads? A lot of those types of questions. It wasn't but 5 minutes into this thing, you could tell that there was a lot of thought into how each step sort of goes. Stay in your seat. If we find a laptop that you're on during a presentation, you'll be asked to leave without a refund. If you're on your phone or you're not in your chair when there's actual presentations going on, same type of thing. And to be honest, I don't even know how much of that I'm even allowed to share, but what I'll tell you is it's a very strict environment from the very first second that you walk in the front door. One of the speakers who I really liked talked for about an hour on channel risk which is essentially where you get your clients from. If it's only one, you have this huge risk, right? Because you can't, what if that goes away? What if ads get shut down? What if cold email stops working, right? And so she spent a good hour talking through all this stuff, and we had all these ideas of getting into ads, and it was starting to answer one of our questions. But she threw something in at the end that changed everything, which is that you do not need to focus on any other channels until your most profitable one is doing $1 million per month in new client revenue in one channel. So until it's doing that, no need to diversify. People are going, even people making $5 million a year are going, what? That's crazy. So it sets this really, really high bar, so much further than what I was ever even imagining. That was like, holy smokes, I'm only doing like 25 to 30K in new monthly recurring revenue. That was so much bigger than what we came into this thinking when we talked about just doubling our company. It's 10 times bigger. Ty and I realized we're probably one of the smallest businesses here.
You're broke!
There was people that do crazy stuff, like little coaching programs that do $8 million a year, a single mom that has a $5 million a year business doing wholesaling or something like that. And then the guys 2 seats down from us that have a $40 million a year software product that they sell to chiropractic offices. Lots of cool stuff that you kind of learned about right away that we're like, we might be the smallest guys here by a large measure, or at least everybody's saying that they're really big. Later on during the day, Layla did a presentation, and she was talking about the sales process for Gym Launch early on, when they were just going crazy. She was doing calls from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but she wasn't just doing regular sales calls. She was doing calls where she would have 4 people on each call. So 4 prospects, her being the 5th as the salesperson. And she was closing those all day long, right? So she would get on and like maybe the first call of the day is only 30-minute slot, but she'd close 2 people. Next one, she'd close 3. Sometimes she'd close all 4 because they're all just like, it's a group mentality. Those little things start adding up to me to go, oh, that's how you get to 10 million a year, is you just start doing a lot more of what's already working. And as we're figuring out this LTV to CAC ratio, we're learning that cold email, what we're doing right now is at about a 60 to 1. And that includes sales costs. That includes the sales commission that we're currently doing. It includes also all of last year's when I was doing my own sales too, which didn't cost because that's not part of a cost in a P&L. So that's really good. That's really, really good. So when you spend $1, you're getting 60 back. And that's like almost unheard of. And that's where a lot of these people make a lot of their wealth. And so what we're starting to learn is, oh my goodness, we just need to do a lot more of what we're already doing.
All right, day 1, we're walking out. Been in there since like 8 a.m. Dude, it felt like a boot camp. I honestly think a lot of our problems resolved right this second around sales and marketing.
Yeah.
Like I think right now we're still in the phase that we just have to be focusing on, quite literally, just getting our revenue up in any way, shape, or form.
Yes. I want to start with this goal, which is from where we are now doing about 20, 25, maybe $35,000 a month in new monthly recurring revenue closed through cold email in our current sales system to jumping that up to 100K per month in new monthly recurring revenue with our new sales system that's ever evolving and ever changing. And that's a goal that gets me super pumped up. Before I even left the city of Vegas, we had already dramatically by about 6 times increased our inputs for cold emails. So that's gathering Catalyst databases. We actually hired someone just to gather our entire market, which is not cheap, but just go get the entire market. Let's go ahead and increase the quality of what we're doing. Let's do more of what we're doing, and let's make it a predictable system so new things are happening on Monday and Friday of each week, and it's already working out. We're already starting to see the sales spike. But one of the things that I want you to know from our takeaway, which is the whole framework of more, better, new. First, do more. Then, if that doesn't work, do better. So increase the system by which that thing runs. And then finally, do new. Start a new product line, completely revamp. But in that order, we just need to be doing a whole lot more, and the standard has been set by a 10x multiple. Now, here's what I'll say, and this is a personal opinion, okay? So do not judge me for this, or ideally you look into this yourself. But the belief that someone has really controls how they act. Now, with Alex and Layla, their brand, their whole thing is going all out, man. They don't just make YouTube content, they make the most YouTube content. They don't just scale a gym agency, they scale the biggest gym agency to ever live on this planet. They don't just throw a conference, they're gonna throw in some big offers and they're gonna get half the room to sign up. Like, that is who they are. They go hard. They don't just put muscle on, they put the most amount of muscle on. And that's their mentality. And that comes from an inner core belief that we're only on this earth for a limited amount of time, and we better just optimize every second of it and go as hard as possible, leave nothing on the field. And I can have a lot of respect for that mentality. It's scaling at all costs. But if you really look into the facts, sometimes scaling sustainably might be more important than scaling as absolutely hard as you can. And that's a little bit of a core belief of mine. Now, what it's resulted in is me making not nearly as much as Alex, but I hope that every business that I run, anytime anyone buys a product from me, anytime someone answers one of my cold emails, that they actually get more out of that relationship than I do. And if I've failed to do that at any point, like I am so sorry. Like, because I never want to be that person that scales and has a lot of burn because you scaled so hard for the sake of scaling. I want it to be a reflection of God when I do work, and that's the way that I see it. And so with this new info for you, if this has been at all helpful, just remember that you have your own set of core values that's going to determine this business that you started. It's a really cool business. Like, you're going to change a lot of lives because you felt this calling and you decided to start it, and you put yourself in a very high percentage of people that ever even start. And so just know that like I said, what you're doing is great. Like, you are enough. And so keep scaling responsibly, serve the crap out of your customers. And that would just be my advice, more to myself than anyone else here. But if you're wanting to watch how I'm going to build this cold outreach system, follow along this channel. I'll be posting a lot more, and maybe it'll just be more off the cuff videos like this one. We'll catch you next time.